This is Real Generational Wealth. Live from Southern California, this is Abby, Espy, and Jen.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. And welcome back to Real Generational Wealth, where we have over 50 years of combined experience making sure you and your family always have a place to call home. We have a really exciting episode for you guys today. We want to take you guys on a behind-the-scenes look on the life of a realtor. Talk to you guys a little bit about us and our day-to-day. So if you are catching us live, be sure to hashtag live. And if you're catching us on the replay, hashtag replay. But before we get to all that, Abby, Espy, how are you ladies? How's your day? How is the market? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Very good. Still busy.
Busy's good.
Yeah, still busy.
Yeah,
I know Abby is piping hot.
yeah, super busy. I think it's because we're about to go on vacation, and when you go on vacation, everything happens at once. So I got my buyers into escrow, and I have 4 escrows right now, and I'm trying to do everything I can up front, get all the disclosures done and the inspections done before I leave for Hawaii, because I just want to relax. I'm so on edge right now because so many things are going on, but it's a blessing, right? It's a blessing to be busy in our industry, because the worst is when you don't have any clients to work with. Right. So so I'm thankful that things are busy, and I don't know. I don't know what you ladies feel, but do you feel like it's softening a little bit with buyers and getting buyers' offers accepted?
I think in general, I'm seeing a slowdown, but it's fall, right? The summer's done. You have a lot of buyers have already bought, or they've decided to just wait on the sidelines at this point because their kids are back in school.
A lot of people are apprehensive right now.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We're just a few months from holidays at this point. No one really wants to move during the holidays. Things are starting to settle a little bit. I mean, it's still hot though. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do still have a lot of buyers looking. Interest rates are still at an all-time low. So it's still a great time to buy. It is just not as crazy as it was like a couple months ago.
April.
Which is good for the new buyers.
For sure.
Yeah. This is what you call the crack. You know? Yeah. So there are some buyers and investors who are looking, where this is the time that you can take advantage of that, opportunity of being able to pick and choose. You have more choices to look at, and there's more and more properties that are actually going to the market, and it doesn't go so fast the way it used to.
Right. Properties are sitting a little bit longer. 3-4 days is not normal anymore. I'm usually seeing at least, a week or two for the hot properties, maybe even a little bit longer.
Right. Yeah.
That's true. But I have a listing in Victorville. The price point is only $300,000. That one in 2 days.
Nice house.
We got like 15 offers on the house.
Wow.
They range from like 300, 305. But essentially we chose the one that had the highest likelihood to close, because someone can offer 320, but there's nothing that really appraised for that price. So I know that they're going to have to waive the appraisal. That's what I put it on the MLS. You have to waive the appraisal. Whatever offer you make, you need to waive the appraisal. So we did find some very nice buyers who have been looking for a long time, with some nice agents. And actually, it's agents that I kind of know. So I wanted to give their buyers a chance. I think that's something that other agents and people looking should know too, is that having a good rapport with the listing agent, that can win your offer.
That is important.
Yeah, because we had a cash offer and the lady was so nasty. She's representing her cousin, and she was like, "Did you order the termite report? Did you do this? Is it a licensed contractor that did all the work?" And she wants to see and I was like, hey, we haven't even accepted your offer yet. So I was like, oh my gosh, if she's like this right now, what's gonna happen during escrow?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, as buyer's agents, I mean, you guys.
That's a key. That's a big key right there. You know?
I mean, as buyer's agents, we try to be the listing agent's best friend from the get-go, right? You try to be nice.
It's not like we're fighting. What some people's misconceptions are that, you know, it's us against them, but really we're working together to get the transaction closed.
Yeah.
So,
that's the most important thing is, you know, especially when there's multiple offers, you know, you'd like to get your best foot forward and make sure that you have a good rapport with the listing agent. It's like a gatekeeper.
Yeah. Cash is not always king. If you act like that, you can mess things up. And unfortunately, we didn't end up going with that offer. We chose a different offer. So
yeah, I mean, I want to at least a handful of my offers of my clients that got accepted this year were because I knew the listing agent.
Wow.
You know, like I mean, we still came in strong. You know, it's not like we shortchanged the seller in any way, because obviously the listing agent is still protecting the seller, right?
Yeah.
But because of my reputation or my relationship with those listing agents, it's like, hey, you know, if they tell me this is kind of where we got to be at, this is kind of the terms the seller's looking for, then it's like, okay, well, we'll give it to you, you know, so that it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah,
that's true. Relationships are everything in real estate, so it's not good to burn bridges.
Yeah,
for sure.
So it's not just the price, it's not just terms, it also makes a difference whether the buyer and the listing agent or the buyer's agent can deliver and deliver smoothly, you know?
Yes,
because
exactly.
It's a matter of working together. It's not like who's got the bigger name.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes we have other realtors who have got, you know, they have a bigger name, they have a top agent, and it's like you have to bow to them.
No, that's true.
Go ahead, Abby.
You know, that lady that submitted an offer, she was like, do you know, in Orange County, we do things differently than in Victorville. We do this, we order termite ahead of time. And I was like, oh, you know, I'm not really a Victorville agent. I think she was looking down on Victorville agents and she thought I was from Victorville. I don't think there's anything wrong with Victorville agents. It's just she made that assumption that she was like, I've been doing this for 20 years. Every time I get that, I'm
when
just
somebody
like,
says that,
here we go again.
Yeah. I hate when agents have to remind other agents, oh, I've been doing this for 20, 30 years. I mean, at the end of the day, you're as good as your last deal. You know what I mean?
Yes.
What's the most important thing is you're helping a current client either try to buy or sell their home. There's no reason to go through all that.
And you still need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, you need to know the present trend. Yeah.
That's true, because you could be doing it for 20 years, but it could be wrong. You're doing it wrong for 20 years.
You're just not with the times anymore.
Yes. Yeah. So it could their way could be outdated.
Yeah. But so speaking of that, since we're talking about agents who've been agents for a very long time, there's obviously, I guess there's a trick to being an agent for a long time, right? So I know you ladies have also been in the industry for a while. Abby, how long have you been doing this?
Since 2012.
Okay, so 9 years. SB, you've been doing this since?
Don't ask.
A very long time. You are very wise. And I've been doing this for 12, right? So there's I'm
the newbie.
There's an
art. When were you born? Since 1988.
I was born in 87.
Oh, okay. So you're already born.
Okay. 1987.
But you know what I mean? But that's the thing, like, you know, you SBU, you change with the times. You stay current with what's going on to make sure that you are always current with the market and the trends that are going on in real estate.
Yeah.
But again, there's ebbs and flows in this business, right? So how would you guys say that you have sustained such a long, I guess, career? I think, well, before we answer that, the thing is, the reason I wanted to bring up this episode is I feel that there's such a huge misconception on what people think us agents and us realtors do or what we are, you know, for our clients. People think we don't do much. People think we make a big commission and that's it. Yeah. You know, we tie a little bow on top of the house and then that's kind of it. But I mean, I'm sure, Abby, we ran a little late today because Abby had an appointment that ran a little late. You know, she was dealing with clients. SB's constantly running around for her clients. So
all the way to San Francisco.
Yeah,
SB drives all the way to San Francisco for her clients.
Yeah. Or before, I was going all the way to El Dorado Hills.
That's why.
And I have clients in the Philippines too. Sometimes I
so you fly across the world
to make sure that the money comes here, you know. It gets transferred here. So I make sure that that happens.
So Abby, what is your typical daily schedule look like?
My daily schedule.
Like a typical busy day in the life of a realtor for you. What is that?
So I have to work out in the morning or else I'm going to be in a bad mood the rest of the day. Okay. So I do my arm workout and then I'll do squats and then something else the next day. But I always have to do at least 20 to 30 minutes of working out because you get those endorphins, right? So that you're not in a bad mood and snipping at people the rest of the day. So I do that, eat my cereal, drink my coffee. And then once I have my coffee, that's when I have to get dressed. And then once I have my coffee, that's when I start working. I check my emails before I go into the office. And then I check my phones and then I do my social media posts. The emails sometimes take a while because I have to check if there's any offers that came through or what disclosures came through. And then I check in on my clients. If I'm working with buyers, I'll usually schedule all the showings for the day after. And then I do all my own disclosures. I don't have a transaction coordinator because sometimes I feel like it takes longer and I just do it all at once. I'll have all the disclosures in one PDF, 200 pages long. And then I'll just do a screen share with my clients or just tell them, if you have any questions, just let me know. But these are the things to watch out for: market conditions, home price can change anytime, or NHD report with special assessments and showing what CFD or Melrose tax there might be.
Right.
And so, and then sometimes, I'll order the home warranty and then I'll coordinate with escrow and then schedule the inspection. And a lot of times those things don't take up the majority of my time. The majority of my time I'm working as a therapist for my buyers and my sellers. Sometimes my clients, like I have this seller, he's always telling me, oh my gosh, I always tell you my life story. Like, oh, why do I always end up doing that? Because a large part of our job is listening. Like we learn more about the clients through listening. And I've learned throughout the years with doing this that I can earn their trust by listening rather than doing all the talking and saying, oh, I'm so good, I'm top agent. Like I've never been that kind of agent. I've always been like, okay, so what are our goals? What are we trying to achieve? Right. And so the bulk of my day, sometimes my day doesn't end until 11 at night. Like you saw with my clients, or the ones that were on our show before, they're like, oh yeah, Abby texts me at 11 at night sometimes. Because I know that buying a home is the biggest investment you're going to make in your life. So right. I know that you want answers right away, and I'm gonna tell you right away. I'm not gonna put it off until the next day. So, usually between 6 to 8 though, that's like family time. And lately I haven't been doing any cooking videos, or Maya hasn't been doing cooking videos because I've been extremely busy. So when things die down, we'll have more cooking videos and things like that. But I am pretty busy. I don't know how your ladies' day goes, but for me, I always have to start off with the exercising, and I end it off with prayer. Like I end the day praying the rosary with my husband and just thanking the Lord for all the things, all the blessings that we have, and just having gratitude for everything, because
for sure
it was a struggle. I mean, opening up an office and then doing all these renovations, I never took out a business loan. I used all my money for it. So there were times when I was like, how am I gonna pay for rent? I don't like being late on rent. And then the app wasn't working. And so
See, a lot of time you're the man show, right? One man
yes,
show.
because I'm not only a business owner, like I own Net Realty. It's owned by me 100%.
Yeah,
I'm also an operator. I want to be less of an operator and more of a
Right.
business owner, but I need to bootstrap everything that whatever goes into the company or all our bills, it all comes from me. So that's why when people say, "Oh my gosh, you're so rich. I bet you're a millionaire. Oh, you're selling all these houses."
overhead is so high.
Oh, it's all going back into Net Realty.
I mean,
So
I think that's the biggest misconception I think that
yes,
people
yeah.
have about real
The
estate
overhead
agents
is really high.
is,
Hi,
oh,
yeah.
you didn't do anything for the 30-day escrow or the 60-day escrow, however long. But
Mhm.
what I think a lot of people don't realize is we're working with our clients for months before we even
Constantly.
open escrow. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes we get lucky, we can
Sometimes
open
weeks,
escrow.
sometimes 1 or 2 weeks, but
Yeah,
then
sometimes we can get lucky and we'll open within the first like week or two, but I want to see on average you're with your clients for at least a month, at least a couple months
Mhm.
before you open escrow, and then your escrow is another 30-day period. So let's just say 90 days. You're working with your clients for 90 days just to get you're paid at the end. You don't get paid during, you don't get paid for everything we're doing. We're driving around
You
all
only
those
get paid
condos.
when it closes.
Exactly, once it closes. And then but because we take such the brunt of all
Mhm.
the chaos and the stress, and we try to make it as easy as possible for our clients, a lot of people don't realize what our ups and downs are, right, during the
mhm.
day. And then so when we finally get paid at the end, they think, oh well, you just talked to a few people and you wrote a few contracts and then you got paid a big chunk.
Mhm.
But the thing is, I mean, I'm
We
sure you
talk to
guys
a
can
lot
talk
of
about it,
people.
especially as you as business owners. SB, you're also a
Mhm.
broker. I mean, I'm under a brokerage, right? So my brokerage takes a cut from me.
Yeah, I
There's
have to
so
take
much,
care of the compliance.
right? I mean, there's so much that our commission gets chopped into, right?
Mhm.
For round number purpose. Let's say you make $100, you get a percentage that goes to either the brokerage or your own company. You still have to
Mhm.
put aside money for your taxes
Taxes,
that you got to
yeah.
pay, and then the supplies and things that you like basically put up front that you spent up front
Mhm.
has to be returned. So like, I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
just
yeah. Like furniture, 30 grand. Like I spent 30 grand on like you see all this furniture behind me and all of this.
Mhm.
It's not cheap. And
Yeah.
the way I pay myself is I go out to eat because we can we can deduct
Yeah.
restaurant expenses
Yeah.
right now in 2021. You can deduct 100% of your meals expense.
Mhm.
So that's my salary. That and the rest of it goes back to Net Realty and investing it
Mhm.
into app and development and research and things like that.
Mhm.
But it's true. Like I mean, when
Yeah,
you're
I
with
just
a
hired
brokerage.
a VA.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so when you hire a VA, it's not cheap too, So
yeah.
yeah, almost $1,000 a month.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's
You
And
why
then
can
like
try,
all the
yeah.
extra help, the
Right.
referrals that go
So,
out, it's
uh-huh.
how about coaching too? Coaching is
Yeah,
1,300 a
coaching is
month. Or
another
actually
thing,
like 2,000. Like I spend a lot on coaching, social media
Mhm.
coaching, Tom Ferry coaching.
Yeah, you have to deal
That's
with the website, with lead generation, all
that's the
this
bulk of
costs money, marketing
yeah.
materials. I talked to some assisted living, so I ordered some books for them.
I mean, how about you ladies? What do you do on a daily basis? Like, Jen, why don't you start? Like, what does your day look like?
so I wake up. The first thing I do is actually check emails. I know that's not healthy, but I
Right
actually
when you wake up, your phone, right? You
I look at my phone and I check my emails before I even check social media. I check all my email because I want to know so going to bed the night before, I kind of already look at my schedule. So I know what I'm kind of planned for the next day. But anything can happen overnight. You can get an email, you can get an emergency, you can get something changes. And so that's why the first thing I do, I check in the morning is my emails, organize everything. If I need to answer anything right away, I do. Otherwise, I know what I'm going to be preparing myself for the day.
Mhm.
Um, I have my morning coffee, hang out with Ferris. That's kind of the only time we really hang out because I don't see
Oh,
him till like later in the day.
yeah.
Our days are split. Like he's coaching, he's taking care of our brand, so that's we don't see each other all day. And then I head into the office. Depends on clients. So with buyers, some of them do like morning showings, but the bulk of my showings are in the afternoons. A lot of them are on the weekends, but if not, it's usually in the afternoons. But I'm in the office most of the day. I have a team of 9 agents, so I'm in the office for at least 3 or 4 hours a day to kind of coach everybody, mentor everybody, take care of anything that anyone else needs. I'm also overlooking everybody's transactions, so I'm dead set in the office for a couple hours a day, and then for a few hours I'm out on the road, showing properties, doing my inspections, taking care of my own appointments and my own clientele. And yeah, some of my days
for gas. You pay for gas, right?
I pay for gas. Yeah. And so that's that's right. I don't have an electric car.
Oh no, I mean like you pay for everything.
Yeah.
You don't get a salary. You
No.
only get paid once the transaction closes. So you could be working with someone. I worked with someone for a year, for these clients for a year, and they ended up going with another agent. It was when I first started. And it was just like, it was so heartbreaking. Like how many hours did I not spend with my husband just to show you guys homes?
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
I think if there's anything I've learned about just being an agent and kind of embracing this career is, because everybody talks about this work-life balance. I mean, we're always working.
We don't have really
a work-life balance is you're always working throughout your life, and not in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like I love that I can go on vacations and still take care of my clients.
Mm-hmm.
One thing good is the flexibility. That's one thing I like with it. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's why. So a lot of people think, okay, it's super flexible. I can create my own hours, and you do create your own schedule.
And it can be a lifetime business. I have clients that I have 4 or 5 years ago, or even more. Yeah.
But at the same time, we're also at the mercy of our clients, right? It's kind of our client schedule. We got to show them properties when they're available.
Right. You have to be flexible.
Right.
That's what you call flexible time.
Yeah. I mean, but I think I love that the most is the flexibility. But that again, the work-life balance is you're always working. Like I'm at festival music. I was just at a music festival this past weekend, and I have 2 current escrows, and I had to answer. I was negotiating repairs and handling other things with another contract. So, I mean, I love that I could still take care of all my clients from anywhere in the world, essentially. So,
I love that
with
too.
the technology right now, you can, especially.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, I mean, what you're saying about work-life balance, for me, I haven't had any free weekends. I've been taking buyers out on the weekends and showing homes. And so I just tell my husband, thank you. Like I have to thank him because he's the one that's been covering for me. I mean, he has a busy job too. He's working all the time, but he works from home. So he has that flexibility too, to take care of the girls. But yeah, it helps.
Yeah,
it
so
helps
you're
a lot.
co-parenting. That's good.
Yeah, I told him, if you help me, I'll make more money and I'll take care. Don't worry, I'll take care of Hawaii. Whatever you want, I'll take care of it. And he's like, okay, whatever you want, I'll do it. So it works out. He wants me to make more than him. He encourages me to.
That's amazing. I mean, I feel like it's important to have family, family and friends in general to support our career.
Who are supportive of you,
because years ago I dated a guy who had a 9-to-5 job and didn't get that. When I came home and my client texted me at 8 p.m. like I got to call. I got to take the call. I got to answer the email. And when you don't have someone that understands that, it's hard. Because
maybe that's why he's not around anymore.
That is true.
That is
true. See, I've been a single mom since 2003. And I had to take care of everything, the household, the bills, my son. There are times that we used to live in El Dorado Hills at that time, and I still had clients in the Bay Area. So there was a time that, when we just moved there, my son was still in the 7th grade. So I would drop him off like 6:30, like they have an extended care early morning. I'd drop him off there, run to the Bay Area, and then I have to make sure that by 12 o'clock, I'm going back. I'm driving back, maximum 1 o'clock. I'm driving back towards Sacramento so I could pick him up.
Wow.
after school. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So the goal is to make sure that I have like 2 hours, 3 hours of window there to do whatever I need to do and then go back, you know. So those are things that we do, we
Right.
like the flexibility. I like the flexibility because I could do that, I didn't have to have somebody to pick him up or go to the PTA and I won't be there, or doctor's appointment and I won't be there. But you know uh, the in exchange, we have to look at all the little areas where we can do our thing. I remember in 1998, 99, when the market was crazy and I took my oh no, that was 2001. We went to Spain and
Hmm.
Canary Islands. We were in the Canary Islands and my client called me and he said, I want this house and I want to make an offer right now.
Oh, they always do that when you're on
Yeah, when you're
vacation.
out, right? When you're here,
Yeah.
you're just waiting for them to decide. So I did that, and I had to, make all different kinds of communication to get that to happen. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So good thing now we have a laptop that has Wi-Fi, and we can be reached anywhere we want to go.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier, and then we have online contracts that we can generate and DocuSign where they can sign. you know Before we used to have runners. We have somebody who's gonna print it for us and make sure that it's all nicely stacked together and let them sign it. And then fax. Remember the fax machine?
I just hate that sound.
We used to have the fax machine that was electronic with the that the paper. And yeah, so it was not as easy. Technology now is good. The only thing is
Yeah.
that we are changing the technology so fast right now that we also have to put some time and money to keep up with that. you
Right.
know just like what I told you earlier, I just hired a VA because doing social marketing and posting and figuring out how to do this and that can take it up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know
it does.
yeah.
Look, but you can, I mean, there's a way to streamline it. You can have a calendar to write down, just have a calendar and then write down what you're going to post about, things like
Yeah.
that. I mean, I'm saying that, but I don't even follow it, so I don't
Yeah, I
even know
know.
what
Well,
I'm
yeah,
mentioning.
yeah, you're more sassy, Abby. You're the younger one. For me, I'm kind of starting to slow down, and I have all my day starts with exercise and doctor's appointments, and you name it. So sometimes it's 12 o'clock, and I still have a PT to go to. So
Hmm.
as you get older, of course, you have to adjust with the time, and you have to
Right.
also carve out more time for your health because that's your priority now. you know and being on my own and taking care of myself too, that's something that I have to deal with. And a lot of times you lose, even though you have this sweet Google calendar, you can still miss something.
Yeah.
you know
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I live by my calendar and I still miss
Me
a ton of
too.
things.
If I
No.
don't hear, I'm like Pavlov's dog. Like when I hear a ding or an alarm, it's like, oh, time to check my phone.
Yeah. And then, being on our own, we have to make sure that we are in compliance. What's going on? Just I was just telling Jan earlier, I was talking to this lady who is with my NHD, and
Mm-hmm.
I used to use Home Guard, because even in NorCal, I use Home Guard, and the disclosure, I use a certain company too, JCP, for the natural hazard, right? So I'm already in the groove there. So I'm looking for new resources here that I'm going to be using. And she was telling me about all this new rule that they have for the fire insurance because of all the fires going on, right? That's what we were talking about. Me and Jen was talking about when you came in,
Hmm.
is there are new things that's happening now with the natural hazard disclosure. So things like that will always have to be on top of it. It's not just dealing with the clients or dealing with our investors or past clients. We also have to deal with how our business is running
Yeah.
you know
That's true. That's why they have the continuing education requirement for
Mhm.
agents and brokers to make sure that they keep up with the education.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I have another question for you ladies. So I think a lot of people think because we've been doing this for so long, or, there's like the groove and how to become a top producer, right? How do you find business? How do you ladies find consistency in your business? The constant clientele, buyers and sellers. I mean, every agent's different. But that's why, because as business owners, we have to find our business. It's not like a job where you're given the task and what to do. We have to find our business. So how do you guys find your clients?
Mm, For
Mine
me,
is
a lot of
referrals.
yeah, for me, a lot of times it's past clients. I
Mhm.
have a lot of repeat clientele. In the beginning, before I used to sign up for Realtor.com and get the leads. So those past clients, they're now my friends. Like they go to my kids' birthday parties and things like that, and um, even that listing that I have for 3.5 million, I sold his parents' house. So that's how I got his home. And then I have another one coming up in Corona, should be over $1 million in the retreat area. That one's from a past client too. I sold his mom's house. So relationships in real estate, relationships are everything. But
Yeah.
Everything.
the majority, those are my sellers. Like my sellers are past clients, but a lot of the buyers, I get them, lately it's been from social media and also from family. Like my family members will refer their family members or their cousins or from the other side of their family. So it's really having that reputation too, that you're a capable person, like that helps. But that's the majority of how I get clients. I don't do any advertising. I don't spend any advertising. I use a lot of my money to invest in myself and do coaching and self development and things like that, just so I can be better for my clients. So I mean, that's me. How about you ladies?
I'm the same. I want to see about 90% of my business is referral based and past clients.
Yeah.
But I think that probably applies to all three of us because we've been doing this for a while,
Yeah.
right?
But
Like,
nationwide, that's what they were saying. The national average is that most of our clients come from referrals. 75% or more of the clients, are repeat business, or
right,
people that were referred to us by people we know. Like for me, I just moved here to Southern California, and the clients I got are people that I know from, can you believe it, from elementary school, some
well,
classmates or high school, you know.
Mhm.
So I'm actually talking to another lady who said, "Oh, I've got a friend of mine and also a cousin of mine who needs to buy and who needs to sell." And this lady I knew from the 80s, when we
Wow.
were still in the Bay Area. So not necessarily that they live here; they can be living some other place and give you a referral that needs some help here in SoCal,
right,
you know so it's also good to be in the social media, because then people that that knows you, okay, can also see and know where you are and what your business is
right.
doing. So like tomorrow I'm doing a live stream again. It's my first time to do a live stream solo,
Yay.
not with the FACC GLA, but just me, and my
Nice.
VA is gonna help me.
What is it about?
Well, tips and tricks for buyers during the crazy sellers market.
Nice.
So
We'll check you
just,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Also at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and it's tomorrow. So we're trying. We're always trying something new. I got this VA who's quite aggressive in social marketing. So we'll give it a
Nice.
try and see how that works. You know,
I mean, but I think that's the thing. You
yeah.
guys basically nailed it on the head. Relationships are key in this business,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I whether it's through social media, through friends or family. I mean, I basically look at every opportunity to create a relationship with somebody. I mean, even at
Mhm.
music festivals, right? A lot of
Yes,
people
yes,
think I
exactly.
go to these music festivals just to party or to have fun, but it's not cheap.
No,
Going to a music
that is a way
festival.
for you to network.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean,
Yeah, it's
going to
like
another
I
music
went to New
networking
festivals.
York,
tool.
so I have a lead. You
That's
know,
why going to
I
music festival, you know what I mean? Like it costs to get there, it costs for room and board and accommodations
right,
and just travel
yeah.
there. And so like people
Mhm.
have money, but I mean it's not even just looking at people like they have money, it's just creating that relationship because you don't know what's gonna come out of it.
Yeah.
I've done leases as referrals and I've gotten big sales out of it. It's just really the relationships that you create.
Mhm.
Because people will do business with other
People
people
they
that they
know.
can trust.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So it's not just getting leads. You can get all the leads, but if you don't build that relationship, or they don't have that trust in you, then it's really hard to
Mhm.
guide them, because they're
Mhm.
not going to listen to you if they don't have that trust. So that's true. This is a relationship business, just
Yeah.
like everything in life. It's like networking,
Mhm.
relationships, and um, I
Yeah, you
mean
have to
that's
build several streams of networking groups that you deal with. That you work with, and even your social networking. Like for instance, when I went to New York, that was for my body and brain, and it was good. It was very nice. I learned something new. It was for personal development too, and for my health. For my brain. It's called Brain Education Festival. So I really learned a lot on that. And it's also good for my business. But at the same time, it's also good for referrals, and for collaboration. So years ago, I put together a networking group that before it's called Online Offline, and it's called Successful Thinkers Network, STN. you
Nice.
know we were opening up different chapters all over, all the way to Orange County, from NorCal.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
yeah, so people, and that was the slogan. People would know, or people would like to do business with people that they know and trust.
Yeah,
So the more networking you do, whether it's an online, offline, one-on-one, you know it's that's the best way for you to get clients and people knowing you.
for sure.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, before we wrap up, I think I only have one more question for you ladies. I I'm a mentor in my office. I also have, people who come and want to join our team, and a lot of new agents always ask me this question. So I'll ask you this question. Do you have any tips for any aspiring agents?
you can go first, SB.
I will
I, d-
end with a few of
I would,
mine, but
sometimes I said to myself, is it time for me to put together a team and get some new agents? Right now, I was just listening. I just saw this blurb in the social media. It says that the millennials are the most confident generation. You know, there you go, Jen. Why? Because information is just all at the tip of their fingers, right?
yes,
And
so
they're so
accessible.
so flexible with it. They're very, So I would say new agents, you still have to be humble to learn, because the big thing about, let's say, if a new agent, and usually they're the younger ones, right? They know everything because they just click a button and they already find out,
Right.
you know. Yeah. But what I can say is that learn to be humble and be like a sponge and learn, because even with from the old people like us, like me, you will learn something different. It's a different perspective, you know. Not everything you learn from online, you know. So especially if you choose this kind of career, there is flexibility, there is a huge opportunity that is, you know not capped. You can go as much as you want, but it depends on how you deliver,
Right.
you know. So it's not just working, oh, I'm going to work 40, 50 hours a week so that I can do that. Not necessarily, because you can work as much as you want and still not make the money that you want, or the life that you want,
Right.
you know. Because right now, what is it? We have this technology. We have the era of information, and Ilchi Lee, the big guy from Body and Brain, uh, was saying this generation now is also the creation generation. We're gonna start creating. People are starting to create things. Like people are going to space now.
Yeah.
With doing all kinds of creation. We're making hands out of cells. So the most important now is to be really nurture your person, your your heart, your personality. That's the most important thing, is who you are as a human being, you know, because information will just be like right there. Yeah.
Anybody can get information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, you can automate that.
Hmm.
I love
How
Yeah.
that.
about you, Jen?
Um, I would I tell a lot of these new agents a few things. I'll keep them pretty short. One, do not watch Selling Sunset. Selling Sunset is nothing like real estate. It is this glamorized view of what it is, or what
Mhm.
people think it is, but it's not like that. It is an amazing industry. It's very lucrative. There's so many opportunities, but it's not like Selling Sunset. Um, Kind of just want to piggyback off what SB said, is be humble and learn, right? Put your head down and take in as much information as you can get. Um, be persistent, be consistent, and don't give up. I I think the biggest problem with a lot of new agents is they compare their year one with someone's year 10 or year 20, or even year 3. Your year one is not going to be anyone like anyone else's year one. Just because someone else is doing just as good as you, who got licensed at the same, or I'm sorry, if you have someone else who's doing better than you that got licensed at the same time, doesn't mean they're better than you. They're probably just doing something different. I think if, as a new agent, if you're just persistent and consistent, you will reap the rewards and find the success. So
Mhm.
Very good advice, ladies. For me, I mean, I have a couple of agents that work at Net Realty, and what I try to instill is that you're only as good as your last deal. Like,
Yep.
you have to keep your pipeline full, whether it's a year from now or 2 months from now. You have to keep it going if you want to have more deals going on. So I'm trying to teach them more social media. Me myself, as a broker, I'm learning something all the time. I mean, I'm the one that's been licensed the least amount of years from you guys. Like, you
Mhm.
guys have more experience than I do, or you guys have been licensed more longer than I have. But for me, I think everything is a learning experience. Also, I for new agents, just to keep it real, you need to have money to make money
Yep.
too. Like, you can't start off being a real estate agent and you don't have um, any money like to advertise or to pay for your real estate dues. Like, every year, how much do we spend on real estate dues? Like $1,200
yeah,
just to
couple
have
thousand
access to
bucks.
the MLS, and then also we have to
That's
pay
just
for
to
our super.
join.
Yes, yeah, for Supra, we have to pay for things like that. So you need a couple of thousand to get started, but also you need to have a good network of people that you know. Like, who you know, your network is your net worth. You've heard it said many times. And when it comes to real estate, it's true. Like, it's going to be hard to get a stranger to have you represent them if they don't know you yet. So it's easier to start off with your friends, family, and people that you already know. Um, Being a real estate agent, it's not easy. It's I mean, there's a lot of abundance in this world, right? Some people think with a scarcity mindset, like, I okay, us doing this show, we're all in the same industry. We cover the same areas, but we're not competing with each other.
Right.
Like, where there's enough out there in the world where we don't have to compete with each other. There's a lot of abundance in the world. So really, don't think, oh, that agent is going to take away a deal from me, or that agent's doing well and it means I'm not doing well. That's not how it works. There's a
Your
lot of
competition is you.
Yes, your only
Compete with you.
competition
Yeah.
is yourself. Like, you're
Yeah.
only competing with yourself. Like what SP was saying, the the amount of money you make or the amount of success you can attain with real estate, it's limitless, and it's all up to you. You determine your own destiny. So that's what I want to instill in agents, new and new and not new. I mean, you do determine your own destiny in real estate. And yeah, you really have to have thick skin too if you want to stay in this business, because you're gonna run
Your
into
success is also your own version of success. When you start comparing yourself to others, that's when you get all this depression and stress and all that.
Never
So,
compare yourself to like top
yeah.
agents. Like there's a guy here, Justin Ty. He sells like 1,000 houses, but he always puts his name next to another agent's name. And like sometimes I'm like, gosh, how can I be like him? But at the same time, it's like I love where I'm at. I thank the Lord all the time for where I'm at in my career, and in my life. So yeah, success is relative. Like whatever someone's success is, it's might not be success for you, but it's success for them. Or so
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right.
That wraps up today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. If any of you guys do have any questions for us, whether you're buying or selling, or you're interested in becoming an agent, feel free to contact us anytime.
Let us know. Yeah.
Alrighty. Have a good night, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.